4. Freedom from reactions to work through the knowledge of soul-led non-work, akarma. Shri Bhagavan said, I have instructed this invariable yoga process to the sun god who has taught it to the father of mankind, Vaivasvata Manu, who has taught it to King Ikshvaku. It was received in succession, realized by the saintly kings, and then, after a long time, this yoga process was lost in this universe. Today I am certainly revealing to you, as you are my devotee and friend, this ancient yoga which is the highest devotional service. Arjuna said, Your birth was after the sun gods. How shall I understand that you have instructed him? Krishna said, Many of my and your births have passed. I remember all of them, but you do not. Although I have an inactive soul, I am the Lord of all beings, and I am situated in my universe where I work through my power called Maya. Whenever there is a decline of religion, dharma, and predominance of irreligion, adharma, I make myself appear. To protect the religious, destroy those who do evil, and establish the eternal religion, dharma, again, I show up age after age. Who knows the truth about my divine birth and activities will, upon leaving his body, never be born again, and he comes to me, Arjuna. Many have attained my mindset through being free of attachment, fear, anger, fully fixed and surrendered unto me and purified by their sacrifice of knowledge. As someone surrenders unto me, so will I do the same. Everyone follows my path in every way. Comment. God can only do for us as much as we allow him to do, and this depends on the amount of surrender. People who do not believe in God but believe in the everything have to rely on themselves. They will still attain the same goal of realization, but the path is harder. Surrender is the shortcut because God loves to help those who love him and depend on him. Humility and the feeling that we do not deserve his love helps us to come closer to God. Also, this is a repetition of 3:23. Krishna continues, Who desires fruits for their work offers to the devas because they quickly reward humanity for their work. Comment. Arjuna had Hanuman on the flag of his chariot. Hanuman is an incarnation of Shiva. It is ignorant to ignore gods like Hanuman and Shiva, who are great devotees of Krishna. Serving inferior gods for personal profit is all right. Better is to selflessly worship Krishna, who is the boss, and his devotees like Hanuman and Narada Muni. Krishna continues, I have generated the 4 types of castes in society by dividing work according to one's individual character or guna. Although I did that, know me as the inactive non-creator. No activities spoil me, nor do I want any fruits for my work. Who knows this about me will never be bound by the reactions of work. Since ancient times, those who wanted to attain me and knew this worked. Therefore, you should work like the ancient sages did since long time. What is ordered work, karma or duty, and what is non-work, akarma. Even the intelligent are confused about this. I will explain what work is, and knowing this, you will be free from misfortune. You must understand ordered action, karmana, forbidden action, vikarmana, and non-action, akarmana. The goal of work is difficult to implement. Who recognizes ordered work, karmani, in non-work, akarma, and non-work in ordered work, he is enlightened and is doing all his works in connection to God. The wise call someone learned when he works without wish-motivated convictions and has dedicated his work to the divine in the fire of knowledge. Giving up all connections to the success of his work, always satisfied and not following anyone, like a boss, society, his senses or desires, Despite working, he does nothing, which is akarma and means he will not be bound by the fruit of his work. Comment. Previous translations of this verse caused a lot of misunderstandings. Read this verse together with 3:17. Krishna's aim for us is freedom, liberation. Freedom means to be no more misled in our life and in what we do by external influences like short-term rewards, a helper like a boss, or our external senses which are manipulated by wishes, anger and attachments. Instead, he teaches to start following our self, our Atma, soul, to look inwards instead of outwards. Krishna doesn't say here to give up anything, he just advises not to think about the salary because this misleads our decisions and creates attachment through joy which is binding instead of liberating us. Overall, the aim is to sort out the body which is constantly pulling us around with needs, wishes, anger and attachments. The soul, Atma, is always fine, but its guidance is overheard in the senses' noise. To get peace, all bodily needs need to be fulfilled, including having a matching work. If you don't sort out your body, your inherent nature, prakriti, and the senses will make you fall and do it anyway. First, do your work, ideally find out your nature and character to get the right job for you, marry and have a family, and from a place of sensual fulfillment you achieve the mental calm to become equal to good and bad, which is a trait we find in all tolerating grandparents and the God. Krishna says in 3:17 that work is about learning, and the purest thing is the knowledge which comes from within, 4:38. But to get that knowledge, our body needs to be sorted out and in peace. This is the self-actualization level of Maslow's pyramid. Krishna continues. Avoiding the desire for personal profit, regulating his mind and intellect through his soul, giving up the sense of ownership and only working for the sake and needs of the body, he never gets sinful reactions. Who is satisfied with the gain that comes by itself, is beyond the duality of wanting and despising, free of envy, equal in success and failure, and works despite failure and success, is never bound despite working. The mind of the liberated is free from material attachments and fixed in divine knowledge. He works as an offering to God, yajna, and is therefore completely free from binding reactions. For those who are working for the Brahman, God, in a mind equal to desires and duality, the Brahman is the spoon used to offer, the thing to be offered, the fire it is offered in, the one offering it, and the reward received by the offering. Comment. Samadhi is the state of equality towards the turbulent desires and anger. To be outwardly equal is the basis for a calm mind and to get inspired by the soul and God. Until we get that, we keep doing our job and learn from experience. This calm mind can be found in tolerant, wise, and forgiving grandparents and in the Brahman. The experience of life gives us samadhi, a same mind. Then we will hear the wisdom, buddhi, from within, guiding us to do the God work, Brahma karma. This work is akarma, non-work, and gives no results because the idea came from God. It is like day and night, different from a normal person who is working for his desires and fears. And whatever success or failure that comes out of it is purely God's gift. Until we reach that stage, we just continue our ordinary work and dedicate it and its fruits to God and strive towards samadhi, a same mind, which is the first step. Krishna continues. Some aspirants offer to and worship the gods, including Krishna. Other aspirants offer to the invisible Brahman fire by offering the activity of offering. Comment. These are the two main categories of devotees. The first believe God has a personal form to connect to, and this is the practice Krishna recommends because it allows him to help us. For the second, God is the subtle, invisible Brahman. If we believe God is invisible, we can still offer or dedicate to him the activity of offering, because an invisible God cannot be worshipped directly. Overall, dedicating our work to the invisible God, the Brahman, is an excellent offering. Arguing against one of these paths would be a serious offense because God loves everyone and it is God who gives the beliefs, Shraddha. An example of offering the same objects to a personal God is Ambarisha Maharaj, who used all senses in relation to God as mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam 9.4.18. Ambarisha offered and saw everything directly in connection to Narayana, the shelter of all people, and therefore practiced devotional service, Bhakti Yoga, which is akarma or Brahma karma. Krishna continues, some aspirants offer the process of perceiving, like hearing, in the fire of a mind which is equal to good and bad. Others offer the sense objects, like sound vibrations, in the fire of the sense organs. Comment. These practices are for those who believe in an invisible God. An example of offering the activity of perceiving is the listener who is hearing the Gita and offering it within his mind to the Brahman, the invisible pervading power. This belief is found in many religions and is perfectly true and advised by Shri Krishna. The Bhagavad Gita covers all beliefs and religious practices depending on one's character and belief. More about the three types of knowledge and beliefs in chapter 18. For Krishna's devotees, only the act of offering to gods from 425 is important here. It is devotional work, bhakti, Krishna's work, and the only way to attain Shri Krishna's as per 1155. It is the easiest and quickest because Krishna helps us as he is pleased through our work. Krishna continues. Others who are knowledgeable offer in the fire of their soul, which is equal to good and bad and is connected in yoga, all their work, which comprises activities of their senses and work organs, which are fueled by life air. Comment. Work has at least three ingredients. First, your decision to do something motivated by a guna or from within. Second, activities from the working sense organs like hands, legs, mouth, genital, anus. And third, the life air which drives them. All activities can be offered to God by a calm mind thinking of God. This requires knowledge and insight. Krishna continues. Some offer their possessions, others offer their austerities, others connect their mind to God as an offering which is called yoga yagna. Others offer by studying knowledge, while other ascetics observe strict vows. Others practice pranayama, breath control, and offer the apana in-breath into the prana, outgoing breath, and the prana into the apana. Others stop all breathing, being fully dedicated to pranayama. Others stop eating and offer the prana, life air, into itself as an offering. All these knowers of yagya offerings are being cleansed of their character defects like selfishness by performing yagyas. By receiving a remnant of the yagya, which is like nectar, they get the eternal Brahman. Never does someone who does not offer receive this nectar nor reach another world. All these types of yagyas have been explained by the mouth of the Brahman, God. Know that they all originate from activities. Knowing the types of yagyas, you will be liberated. Greater than the offering of personal possessions is the offering of learning knowledge, because all works lead to knowledge. Learn this knowledge from those who know by asking and serving them humbly. The wise who have realized the truth can give you this knowledge. Understanding this knowledge, you will never be again in such a deception, and you will see all beings in God, the Super Soul, which means they are all mine, Mayi. Even the darkest sinner will be guaranteed to overcome all sin through this boat of knowledge. As the blazing fire burns wood to ashes, so burns the fire of knowledge the future reactions to all good and bad actions to ashes. There is nothing as holy in this world as the knowledge one finds from his super soul, Atmani, within, after perfecting the yoga connection to God. A man who is convinced achieves this knowledge by being fixed on it and being equal in his senses. Having gained this knowledge, he will immediately come to the highest peace. Those who are not aware, don't believe, or have doubts will fall back. The doubting minds will never become happy in this or the next life. The yogic doer who surrenders to God the results of his actions, got rid of his doubts through knowledge, and is fixed in the guidance of his soul, he is not bound by his actions or conqueror of riches. Therefore, having the doubts from not knowing in your heart cut by the sword of knowledge of the self, take shelter in the yoga connection to God and arise, Bharata.